This tiny little camper van was built over a decade ago, and yet it beats many so-called next-gen mini camper vans. With mind-blowing features such as a fully functional interior layout, a pop-up roof, and an exciting rear slide-out, this camper van almost had it all that you needed to go on a memorable camping trip. Now the question is, was this the perfect mini camper van ever built? Let's take a look.
Motorhome luxury.
Presenting to you the 2013 Danbury Doubleback, also known as the Volkswagen Doubleback, that came out with a starting price of just under $87,000. However, you can get an old one for much less now. From its very first look, the camper van completely deceives you with its typical transporter van-like build, all thanks to the Volkswagen T5 van, on which the camper conversion was performed. Now, before we get into the designs and an exterior walkthrough of the camper, let me tell you some important historical facts about this amazing piece of art first. Starting with the craziest one. The Doubleback was not Danbury's original idea at all. You heard it right. Originally, the Doubleback design was made by an architect named Craig McCormack in 2009 and was introduced in the 2009 VanFest, where it caught some people's eyes. However, it was in 2012 when the craze of the Doubleback skyrocketed when Danbury partnered with Overlander Motorhomes and increased the production of these vans. The vans rocked the camper market. People talked a lot about the exciting features of the camper, primarily the electrically powered rear slide-out that was the highlight of the vehicle. Everyone appreciated how the rear section extended to increase the interior space almost twice and gave a very comfortable resting space for the passengers. Other important features included the pop-up roof, electrical controls, and the van's sleek design that looked soothing. Now you would be thinking, if this was the case, there must be hundreds of such camper vans out in the market, right? Absolutely not. Even though the camper design got hugely appreciated by reviewers and customers, the production never reached to a large scale. In fact, there were supposedly only 9 or 10 Doublebacks running on the road. Now that makes this camper van incredibly rare. Coming back to the video, let's start with the front of the van, which looks like any other Volkswagen Transporter. Sleek, elegant, and simple. You got a larger windshield for a much clearer view, big LED headlamps on both sides to ensure top-notch visibility during dark, and then the classic Volkswagen front bumper that looked a bit extended, giving the van a more solid appearance. Moving to the driver's side, you get a completely clean and seamless design with almost no extra stuff. You had the driver's door, the windows, the side mirrors, and that's all. The highlight of this side remains the powered awning that comes out and gives a really nice and cool shade during sunny days, giving you that bit of comfort you look from your go-to camper van. Unlike the modern camper vans that prioritize storage a lot, the Danbury Doubleback focused on a minimal and clean design. The camper van was 19.42 feet long, which made it a really compact option for travelers looking for easy maneuvering and hassle-free parking. But there's a twist. For that, let's head to the back and take a look at one of the most exciting rear setups of that time. The back included a tailgate with a big window, a quite visible Doubleback signature, and a door lock on it. The taillights were on the side corners as well as on the top, ensuring more safety while driving at night. When you opened the tailgate, there was immense storage space that allowed you to put almost anything you wanted to take with you on the trip. Surfboards, skis, bicycles, foldable tables, chairs, grills, and whatnot. Danbury saved you from installing additional bike racks and extra equipment, saving you a lot of money. Interestingly, there was also a rear hitch that allowed you to tow other smaller vehicles with you. But that was hardly required with the Doubleback. The reason? An electrically rear slide-out pod that increased the camper area almost twice. Controlled by an electric switch that sits on the inside of the van near the entry door, the rear slide-out comes out all the way back up to 6.5 feet, expanding the interior space enormously. The slide-out pod comes with a couple of electrically powered rear legs that automatically come out and level themselves on the ground, supporting the overall weight of the pod and ensuring that the back stands on an even surface. The pod is made of aluminum composite material that is not only super lightweight but also super strong. It weighs only around 286 pounds but can hold up to 1,300 pounds when the legs are placed on the bottom. But you know what the best part is? The tailgate is still working, and you can simply lift it up to use it as an awning and get an amazing view of the outside. We'll talk about what the slide-out holds when we get inside the van. For now, let's move to the passenger's side. Quite similar to the driver's side, the passenger's side also looks completely neat and minimal, with almost no extra equipment. The highlight of this side remains the sliding entry door that lets you inside the van. And hey, it's amazing. Interestingly, the Doubleback comes with a pop-up roof that offers you extra sleeping space, or cargo space if you need. Of course, this is quite a common feature you have in vans of this decade. But in 2012, this was a big thing. We'll talk about it in more detail when we are inside the van. Well, why don't we step inside the Danbury Doubleback and see everything? Stepping inside the Danbury Doubleback, it is quite evident that they have used every bit of space quite amazingly and efficiently. Despite being a compact camper van, the Doubleback offers an ample amount of space for you to sit and sleep comfortably. When the slide-out isn't out, right in front of the entrance lies a compact yet functional kitchen setup with a 2-burner gas stove, a sink, a storage cabinet, and a small compressor fridge that'll keep your food items and drinks fresh and cold. Going behind, you get a large wardrobe and the mattress cushions that are folded to the sides. All you need to do is unfold them and organize them, and you get a pretty comfortable double bed that can sleep up to 2 adults. What's amazing is that you can still use the space beneath the bed for storing different sorts of items, from surfboards and skis to foldable chairs and tables. But didn't I say that the campervan expands? So, what's about that? Well, this whole kitchen and bedroom setup lies inside the rear slide-out pod, and as you press the slide-out button, everything is pushed to the back, creating almost the same amount of space in the camper itself. However, Danbury soon released a more refined version of the Doubleback with a completely different layout. In this layout, the kitchen sits right behind the driver's seat and faces the entry door. And yes, it does go back with the slide-out pod. As compared to the original kitchen setup, this one's much bigger and offers more working space. Being well-equipped with a larger sink, a 2-burner gas stove with grill option, a larger fridge, and more storage cabinets, this kitchen setup looks much more efficient than the original setup. There is also a cabinet door that houses a pull-out working tray, perfect for chopping veggies or doing your kitchen work. One of the most striking differences between the original layout and the revised layout of the Danbury Doubleback is the availability of a toilet. The original layout didn't come with any toilet setups, which meant you'd have to rely on public toilets or more ancient strategies to get started in the morning. And this was a big concern for the customers. So, in the revised layout, Danbury gave a large wardrobe with a storage cabinet big enough to house a camping toilet, which was obviously better than nothing. In the original layout, the beautiful living area includes sidewall-attached countertops, a bit of storage, and 2 sofas, a 3-seater and a single-seater that offer comfortable seating for up to 4 people. However, this area can only be used when the campervan is at rest and the slide-out pod is out. When the pod is in, these sofas remain folded to the sides, and the countertops are covered by the kitchen setup. There's also a table holding spot there that allows you to install the dining table and convert the sofa setup into a 4-seater dinette. Isn't that lovely? The driver's cabin is not less interesting either. You've got the swiveling single-seater chairs for the driver as well as the passenger, allowing up to 2 people to travel in the camper. The camper can sleep up to 4 people, I'll tell you how, but it can only seat 2 people. But don't worry, as they say, there's a solution to every problem. Danbury allowed the customers to opt for a double-seater chair on the passenger side, along with the single-seater for the driver, which then allowed 3 people to travel in the van. But this was a problem, and Danbury fixed it instantly in the revised layout. Instead of the foldable sofas and that bed setup, this layout includes 2 additional belted traveling seats, allowing up to 4 people to easily travel in the van, unlike the original one, which only allowed 3. Another major change that happened here is that the lounge area is now brought to the rear. A foldable table is stored beneath the rear seats and can be used with the two foldable seats attached to the sidewalls to set up a nice two-person dinette. There are also two tables that can be set up with the rear double seats, allowing up to 4 people to eat comfortably in the van. To set up the rear lounge, you need to attach the legs and the tabletops, which are mounted on the sidewalls, to the rear seats. Sounds complicated, but it's super easy. Cherry on top, the rear seats unfold and convert into a spacious double bed, offering plenty of sleeping space for 2 people, just like the original. So there's no cut in space. Coming to the original layout, I said something about sleeping 4 people, didn't I? But we've only seen a double bed so far. How is that possible? It is possible because of the mind-blowing pop-up roof that gives you additional sleeping space for 2 people. You heard me right? Quite similarly, the revised layout also came with a pop-up roof that offers you sleeping space for 2 people. The only difference between the two is that the revised layout uses a rear-hinged elevating groove while the original uses a front-hinged one. In today's tech-driven and next-gen market, this might look quite normal and decent. But think about it. It came in 2012, when only a few players in the market were playing with technology. Do you think the Danbury Doubleback was the best mini campervan built at that time? If you're interested in more compact vans, click on this video. I'll see you soon with another luxury motorhome.